Alright, so we've got a new Zelda game coming in September 2024, and that's really exciting. I was watching the Nintendo Direct yesterday, and when this started coming up, this trailer, I was like, holy shit! To this Zelda game. I was super excited for a long time. No, I slept over it, and I have some thoughts about it. You know, like I want to make a short video giving my thoughts and feelings about this game because I'm pretty excited about it. Zelda is one of my favorite video game franchise. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are my favorite Zelda games. Okay, also, okay, I love the 2D Zelda games. I think Link Between Worlds was excellent, and A Link's Awakening remake on Switch was a fantastic game. It was fun, it was concise, it was a good experience. So here what we have is a Zelda game that is using the same art style as Link's Awakening, the remake on Switch, but this time we have Zelda as a protagonist. And that is excellent, because we've always wanted to have a game with Zelda as a protagonist. There was this concept of a game where you would play as Sheik, you know, in the GameCube days, I think, but that never happened. And now we have a Zelda game where you play as Zelda. Link is being kidnapped by Goo, like in Mario Sunshine, and then Zelda is taking the role of the protagonist, and she's using her wisdom to solve puzzles and save the world. That is pretty excellent, especially since Zelda has more of a character than Link. Zelda is a character that has been more developed than the blank slate that is Link, so we might see more expressions of her feeling and character in this game, which I'm pretty much looking forward to. The Link's Awakening art style, it fits perfectly this whole vibe. This is colorful, vibrant, childlike, toy-like. It's the diorama experience. It's beautiful to look at, and it fits greatly on the underpowered Nintendo Switch because you don't need to go for the ultra realism your thumbnail is showing with all its details. You can just put this cutesy game on there and it will look gorgeous, especially on the OLED screen of the Switch OLED, I think. The main feature that they show in this game, in this trailer, is the eco ability. The eco ability allows you to copy items that are in the world and enemies, store them in a little notebook, you know, and then you can summon them to solve puzzles your own way. So this is kind of bringing the same creative aspect of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, with player imagination is the name of the game. But this time I have the feeling that it's going to be a tiny bit different. It's because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it kind of like just throws everything at you in one go, but this doesn't seem to be the case. It seems you will need to explore, to widen your inventory of items that you can summon into your world. But I have the feeling that this road of echo is not the only thing you will be able to use. I think there will be other items, because this is taking a more traditional approach to the Zelda formula, and it's 2D, so you know that they're not totally going to like abandon everything like in the 3D games these days. I'm sure there will be an inventory with more useful items than the tri-road they've been showcasing, but it has a much stronger emphasis on puzzles as far as I see. I mean, there's still combat, but this freedom of exploration, the fact that you can just climb above the tree lines or climb mountains, if you figure out how to do it, there might be set paths that you can follow, you know, but you might be able to explore areas or zones that you might not be intended to if you're smart about it and collect items before you're supposed to get them or stuff like that. I think it's going to be such a gorgeous experience for many players. These individual play styles and stories that you will be able to experience because you will make your own path in the world. People have been praising Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom for that, but these games have not been feeling very Zelda as we know it from the traditional formula, but this is really taking on the Zelda approach that I really enjoy. I feel like this is what I wanted Tears of the Kingdom to be. I think you can expect a more fleshed out story, because this is a story you actually experience. You experience this story. story. You are in this world, this happens, there's no memories that show that everything already happened 10,000 years ago in the past, and you're just eating the leftovers. Not this time. Ganondorf is not chilling in the spa day. Here, oh my god, we are actually experiencing the story, which I'm looking forward to that. That's what I really disappointed me in Tears of the Kingdom, was the lack of story. This is good. This is good shit. This is good shit, Aonuma. You could. Okay, I'm really intrigued by the story actually. It's probably going to be not too deep. It's probably going to be a bit light-hearted, you know? But I enjoy this. I don't need a deep narrative. I just need a colorful world to explore, fun moments, and something that still engages me, you know, a reason to go on. I really enjoy what I've seen so far in this trailer. I vibe with it. So we can really expect to be able to experience the narrative as it happens. So that's a really good point in my book, and I hope for memorable characters and of course moments that I will remember long after I play this game. Also, I think we can expect the dungeons to be back, because this seems to take on the traditional themes. I bet we will have a water temple and a fire temple. Why not a shadow temple or a light temple while we're at it? But it doesn't seem that it's going to be the only dungeons. I mean, there will be the main dungeons, but it seems that we'll be able to explore these rifts as well that open in the world. Maybe to do some side quests and recover some characters that got lost in this interdimensional space of chaos and evil. Or maybe fetch someone's cookbook that is stuck in their kitchen that has been grabbed from this reality to Ganon's toilet or something. It's going to be great. I think the dungeons are going to be more structured. There's going to be puzzles that you can solve your own way, but I have the feeling in my head that these dungeons are going to be more traditional dungeons. You may solve the puzzles your own way, but there will still be a structure to it. Unlike in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, where you can just do fuck whatever you want, everything is not very reachable and the puzzles are very minimal. I think this is going to be much more fleshed out, which I will really enjoy. You know, I will enjoy. Maybe it might be possible to crack the game completely with certain combination of echoes, but I have the feeling that it's going to be more limited than Ultra Hand, and providing some limitations might bring out some more creative enjoyments. Figuring out a puzzle, it might bring some feelings of joy in your heart. I fully expect this game to be semi-open world, like a Link Between Worlds, where you get your items from a merchant. That was a Link Between Worlds, but it was an open world. As long as you had the items, you could visit wherever, and you could enter the dungeons and do them in any order. I think this is going to be the case here too, in that you can explore the world. You might not be able to explore all the areas in one go. Maybe you'll need to explore to find some echoes to access new areas, to unlock areas. But I have the feeling that you will have this open world, but you will have these dungeons which are more linear, which is exactly what I wanted Tears of the Kingdom to be, and it wasn't. And I really hope that's what it's going to be in this game. That there's going to be this mix of open world, but also linear sections. And since you play as Zelda, as I said before in the beginning of the video, I think this is going to be a more defined character. Zelda has been a person in the games who has had their personality and ambitions and likes and dislikes. And I think it's going to be showcased here much more than Link ever had the chance to. We know Link liked to eat. That's what we knew about Link. But Zelda, I feel like she's going to be very expressive. I mean, you can kind of see in the trailer when she gets out of the castle and she does a twirl. You know, she's wearing Link's hoodie that he lost at the beginning of the trailer that he threw away. And I have the feeling you will be able to explore her backstory. Maybe she will have a diary you will be able to read. And I think there will be a lot of environmental clues in the world about Link's adventure, because you start this game at the end of Link's journey. He went through his own game. to get to this point, he collected the items already. So you might explore the world, find some chests that have been opened, maybe, because Link already went through these areas and collected the dungeon items and went to save Zelda, before he got kidnapped. And if you think about it, this is an excellent idea, I feel, because, Link already got the traditional Zelda items, so of course Zelda can't get them. She can't get the bow and arrow, she can't get the bombs, because Link already snatched them. But here's the thing, this is the chance to introduce new items, but that might be where the echoes come into play. But I have the feeling there might be additional items there. But environmental storytelling, where we figure out what Link did, NPCs talk about it, his journey, I think this would be fantastic. I mean, he has a new sword and a new bow. Designs we've never seen before. He had to have done something. And I'm interested in knowing what he did. I'm really, really sure that Link, or he's going to be a possessed antagonist that's going to fight us in the game, or he's going to be a recurring character in that we might go in these dimensions and we might see him explore the world of this dimension, trying to find his way out. Or he might be unconscious somewhere and you try to find him and you get snatched up again and transported somewhere else in this dimension where you need to find him again and try to, catch him, before he gets kidnapped again. So how is going to be an enemy that you will need to fight, and maybe he will be a princess in distress. But I have the feeling he's going to have an important role in this game. I just know you will be able to copy him and use him as an echo ally. So you'll be able to explore the world with Link at your side, even if it's not really him, it's a perfect copy of him, and you will be able to engage with monsters that way. So Link and Zelda going together on an adventure pretty much. But I have the feeling that would be something a bit further into the game. But overall, I think it will be an interesting blend. It's like a return to classic Zelda, but there's a fresh twist that, to me, doesn't feel too far off from what Zelda is. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom introduced some ideas, and I have the feeling that the studio that is making this game is taking what the Zelda team learned and incorporating in the traditional Zelda formula, which might provide the best blend that will satisfy both sides of the fandom, with a more developed lore, but also a more creative side. The gameplay looks interesting, and the story also looks engaging. So I'm very optimistic about it. I tend to have a problem with trailers because sometimes they're quite misleading. The Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild trailers hyped me to no end, but then the actual games disappointed me a bit because the story was very minimal and these trailers took mostly cutscenes from the memories of these games, the only narrative that it has before showing them in the trailers, and this wasn't actually stories you experienced in the game. But this is a trailer that I can get behind a lot more because I just know this is not going to be the case. What you see in the trailer is probably what you're going to get because you're experiencing it as it goes. That makes me very optimistic about this game because I was thinking, oh, Zelda, I'm not going to be hyped for Zelda anymore because of how Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild had been. But then I see this, then I'm feeling my hype is reinvigorated. What do you think about this trailer? What do you think about this game? Are you interested in the new mechanics, the story? Just tell me in the comments below. And did you enjoy that Nintendo Direct in general? Okay, well, you tell me and I'll see you soon. Cheers.